You are now listening to Cryptid Cocktail Party. Creatures, let's meet for a drink. It's a treat. Join us. Join us in the fight. Cryptid Cocktail Party. Cryptid Cocktail Party.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Cryptid Cocktail Party, a show where we have a few drinks, share a few laughs, take a dive into the unknown. I'm your host, Dave, joined once again by Sarge, who is officially back from Norway. How's it going, Sarge?
I am decidedly southern now.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Dry. I'm dry for like the first time in 2 weeks, so that's nice.
That makes sense.
Only I would travel to the rainiest city in Europe. Okay, sorry.
We're also joined by Philadelphia comedian Kirsten Michelle Cills. How's it going?
Going great. Happy to be here, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
So I guess, Kirsten, before we fully begin, I know you're into horror. You have Kier Kills on TikTok and stuff like that, but are you a cryptids paranormal conspiracy kind of gal, or?
Big time. I would say that cryptids are like how I got into horror when I was a kid.
Okay.
I know for a fact that the first thing I ever Googled in history when I was like, I don't know, 7 years old, maybe. I remember like getting on a computer for the first time by myself, figuring out Google and looking up the Loch Ness Monster because I was so scared that it could be near me as a kid.
Hold on. The Loch Ness Monster
Pennsylvania.
is going to be near you. Okay, just want to make sure.
Just chilling out in Allentown.
Yeah, you never know. So I had to do some research to find out otherwise. And then when I was very little is when the movie Signs came out. So that's when I learned a lot about crop circle. That's when I went fully red string on a board in my elementary school classes. So
all right, cool.
So yes, very much.
Hell yeah.
Well, I can see how like people in Pennsylvania would be very into like crazy shit because you guys have Centralia there, right?
Yeah.
Like that town that's just been on fire
Yes.
for 60 years. That's amazing.
Yes, it is. And we also, because I was living in Bucks County, Pennsylvania at the time, which is where Signs takes place and was filmed too, because it's very like all the M. Night Shyamalan movies take place here. So I've always felt like a target.
Yeah. He's got it in for Pennsylvania.
Signs, that one scene where Joaquin Phoenix is watching like the girl's birthday party, and dude, it still gets me because I can never figure out the timing of it. I don't know what it is about that scene, but I feel like it changes every single time I watch it.
Yeah.
Fuck that scene.
They mastered that one. Fuck.
It's good. All right. Well, Kirsten, today for you, I have a very special episode. It's not about any of those things.
And thank God.
So are you guys ready to dive in?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So today we're going to be in Bath County, Kentucky, the year 1876. Now, Bath County is barely even a county. Like, it's just super rural. There's like hills, dried out creek beds. There's like an old mineral spring resort called Olympian Springs that's nearby, but nobody's been there since the fucking end of the Civil War. It's very rural. Like, this is like the biggest news out of this place at this time would be like somebody's mule getting loose or someone's city horse, I guess.
Or finding a pig in your yard.
Yeah. That is until Friday, March 3rd, 1876. It's right around 11 in the morning. Something starts falling out of a clear blue sky onto a farm out there. It's not rain. It's not hail. It's not any kind of weather that anybody's ever seen before. It's meat. Raw,
oh my God, yes.
red, fresh meat falling out of nothing. Today we're going to be talking about the Kentucky meat shower.
The Kentucky meat showers.
Are you familiar with this at all?
No, because if I were, I would have it tattooed on my body to be like, ask me about the Kentucky meat showers. I'd be insufferable.
I have a t-shirt that literally says, I survived the Kentucky meat showers.
I have never heard of this. Go.
All right. So, Sarge, you're
Oh
obviously
my
familiar
God.
about.
I'm so fucking excited right now. You have no idea. This is the most absurd, ridiculous story. I am here for it.
Okay.
Everybody in my life has kept it a secret.
So the story goes that Rebecca Crouch, a wife of a farmer named Alan Crouch, is out in the yard making soap, which back then means it's like rendering fat with like a big kettle with a bunch of lye. So she's already up to her elbows in animal grease before any of this even starts. Her grandson's out there with her. He's maybe 10, 11 years old. And then out of nowhere, little chunks of meat start dropping around her, and they're hitting the ground with like they described it as like a wet slap. And the kid looks up and goes, the kid says to his grandma, "Why, Grandma, it's snowing." Which, buddy, have you ever seen snow before? Like, I don't.
My young sir,
flag.
you need.
That's
some
a red flag.
Yeah, that's a red flag. That means that kid has been kept in a basement for years.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know how much snow Kentucky gets. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Kentucky like a? I don't know where that line is. Where it
I'm
comes
sure
to, like,
it. I'm
just
sure it
getting no
snows
snow.
in some places in Kentucky.
Well,
Like
either
back
way.
in the 1800s.
I don't even know what coast Kentucky's on, so you guys have a better. You guys know more than I do.
All
So-
right. Fair
But
enough.
anyways, all I gotta say, kid's not that bright.
No,
but
he's not.
To keep on with the snow reference, it's not a light dusting either. It falls for maybe 2 minutes, and it covers a strip of ground about 100 yards long and 50 yards wide. It's sticking to the fence posts. It's hanging off the bushes like just super fucked up Christmas decorations. And most of the pieces are about 2 inches or so, but some are 3 or 4 inches square. And one piece was as long as Rebecca's hand, and it was thin and gristly, like somebody had torn it straight off of an animal and dropped it on her. By the time it's all said and done, there's easily half a bushel of this stuff scattered across her yard, which for reference is about 4 gallons of sky meat.
Oh man.
Okay, that was going to be my question. Is the meat butchered, so to speak? Like, is it clearly sliced, or was it like it looks like it was like a piece of a thing that blew up and it fell?
It's like a mix. It's like a mix of like chunks
Okay.
and then squares, and it's like some
Sure.
like thin and gristly, kind of like tendony almost.
Okay.
There were some that were smaller, like a misting almost. It's all real gross.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah. And were they able to identify what kind of meat this was?
We'll get there. Don't worry
okay.
about it.
Heard. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Say no more.
Rebecca's first thought, and this is 100% true in what she told the newspaper, is that her husband and son, who were off in Frenchburg, which is like the next town over, her first thought was that they had been torn apart somehow and that the wind was bringing their remains home to her, which, Jesus Christ. So that's the
Literally.
first place her mind went. But I mean, also, meat's falling from the sky. Any thought at that point, I feel like, is valid. Now,
Yeah.
her second thought, once that went out of her mind, was that God was sending her a miracle. Both are wrong, and also
bad. And both are bad.
yeah, not great. If anything, it's
Yeah.
more like a biblical plague than a miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah, like imagine your life is so shitty that like raining meat is a miracle from God.
I was going to say also, what main character syndrome that you just assume like that this is happening for you specifically. And this
Yeah,
is your
right.
family. Like, grow up.
Now, 2 days after it happened, a guy named Harrison Gill, he's the one that runs the Olympian Springs resort that we talked about in the intro. He rides out to the farm and actually does something useful with the evidence. He helps Mr. Crouch, who's back now, pack samples of the meat into jars of alcohol and glycerin to keep them from rotting, which sounds weird, like a weird thing to do, but it's really the only reason any of this is provable today, that this actually happened. So good on
Okay.
him.
Mhm.
But it doesn't stay local for long. Like, the Louisville papers pick it up within weeks, and by March 10th, the New York Times has it on the front page of their newspaper saying, quote, "Flesh descending in a shower," end quote. And now suddenly everyone with a chemistry degree on the eastern United States wants a piece of the meat to study. And samples of it start getting shipped off in jars of alcohol to Louisville, Ohio, New York. And then about 10 days after that, a reporter from the New York Herald makes the trip out to Bath County to get the story firsthand. It ends up interviewing pretty much half the county along the way, and now suddenly everyone's a meat expert with some sort of opinion on the matter, but none of them are really qualified to have any of those opinions. First was a man named, a family friend named CJ Craig, who showed up about 2 hours after it happened. He described the meat as looking like pounded beefsteak. It was soft, tender, still smelling like fresh blood. A local butcher named Elsie Frisbee actually chews on a piece to figure out what it is.
Oh, God.
And then after really sitting with it for a minute, gives his professional verdict as he's, quote, not prepared to say for certain the taste resembled fish, flesh, or fowl, end quote. But if you had to guess, it was mutton.
So he's a moron.
Yeah, but also incredible insights with that guy.
Don't chew on sky meat, bro.
I was going to say, like, that is a tough situation because it's like, while I would never have the instinct, like, let me take a bite of it. Somebody has to, right? Like, I mean, I know we can study it, but also it's like, when you hear about a meat shower, like, someone has to just like fucking bite the bullet and eat that thing, right?
And not gonna lie, like, I feel like the butcher would be the one person who could probably identify what kind of meat it is simply off taste, but also he didn't cook it. He just fucking popped it in his mouth like it was a gusher.
Oh.
Disgusting.
Oh, man.
Are you okay? You look upset.
That is so, I mean, I respect it because it's like, okay, if they are also believing that this could be like magical, at least like she's believing that, it's like, okay, so we got to eat it to see if something happens to that person, right? Like something weird.
Yeah. And then they grab the dumb guy and he's like, oh, don't even cook it.
Yeah, he just gets fucking salmonella, that's it.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't know what it tastes like, but I know I have diarrhea now.
Yeah, right.
Then there was also a grocer named Joe Jordan. He skipped the taste test entirely and just goes off the smell, which he said was, quote, offensive to the extreme, like that of a dead body, end quote.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, it did fall out of the fucking sky, man.
Yeah.
There's no way it's fresh.
Then there was a trapper named Benjamin Franklin Ellington. And Ellington is not having any of this uncertainty because Ellington knows bear meat when he sees it. So he goes full on, like just tells anyone who will listen, quote, I know bear grease when I see it. And that's the kind of fluid that came out of that meat. And I smelled it too. And I know that smell as well as I know the smell of liquor. Gentlemen, it's bear meat for certain, or else my name isn't Benjamin Franklin Ellington, end quote. Which is brilliant.
What a monologue,
Ben, quick
by the
question.
way.
Maybe you have a drinking problem? Because of like, if you know bear meat as well as you know alcohol and you're certain this is bear meat, you're also drunk.
You
like
also
right
have a bear
now.
meat problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair, liquor smells a lot more distinct than bear meat. So I feel like if he knows the smell of bear meat, I mean,
I also don't know. I don't know what bear meat smells like. I've never.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
I mean, and I hope I never do. But what a flex for him to say this. Like this was like a big. Like people were going to be like, "Oh shit, this dude fucks." Like, dude, he knows bear meat. Like, dude.
Right. As he's eating it, he's also peeing himself because he's just fucking annihilated.
Yeah, right. He's slurring his words. Yeah.
But you say that the lady that happened to had main character energy. Like I feel like that. Like to say that if it's not that, then I'm not Benjamin. That's main character energy. I feel like
such a monologue.
True.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
So at this point, the same reporter is actively trying to get somebody to eat a piece of the meat for his story.
We already got a guy.
Well, that was before the reporter got there. So I mean,
Okay.
he wants to be able to like really get it.
Sure.
So he finds an Irish railroad worker named Jimmy Welsh and offers him $1 to do it. Jimmy says sure, and then immediately starts stalling. So he's saying he wants like some side dishes first, and then he wants whiskey to wash it down, and then just straight up says he's not hungry. So the reporter bumps it up to $3, and suddenly Jimmy remembers very conveniently that it's Lent and he can't eat meat right now. And that's sorry, God's rules. Nothing you can do.
I mean, this is the
about
late
it.
1800s. Haven't the Irish been through enough?
Also, can we get out some sort of inflation calculator and find out what $3 is in the
I'm
grand
on it.
scheme
You guys
of
keep
our
going.
lives?
I'll pipe up when I find it.
Thank you, because I'm like, what is that? That sounds like it would be a lot at that time, right?
In 1876 money, yeah, that's probably like $150.
Okay, yeah. I'm just trying to think what my number would be to do that in today's money.
I can tell you right now, definitely not $3. year's money.
No, it would
all
need
right.
to be in the 100,000s.
Close
So
to
the
it, yeah.
inflation calculator only goes back to 1913.
Okay.
But in 1913, $3 was actually $102.22.
Okay.
Okay.
So back in 1876, it could be $100,000.
It's probably
We
way
have no
more.
idea.
Yeah. You could buy a horse for $3.
Yeah, great. Okay. All right. I see why you did it.
Yeah.
Well, didn't do it.
So Jimmy wanted nothing to do with the sky meat, and no amount of money was going to change that. And again, I respect it.
I don't blame him.
Meanwhile, the actual animals on the farm, they gave zero shits. Like the hogs, the chickens, the cat, the family dog, they're all eating this stuff straight off the ground like it's nothing.
Hell yeah.
They all seem pretty fun. The only one who had any consequences was the dog who got sick, but it was a couple weeks later, so I don't know if it was even connected to the meat.
I don't think it had anything to do with the meat. I think that dog was probably just eating everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the story of the Kentucky beach showers. Now we're going to get into some theories as to what it was. So, now before scientists even get involved, some of the locals had their own ideas of what was going on. One of which was that two guys, I can't believe I'm going to read this sentence. Two guys got into a knife fight somewhere nearby, and then a tornado came through right after. It scattered the aftermath across the Couch Farm.
That is so much. All
Of
at
a
once.
tornado. And also, a tornado came by really close, but no one knew about it.
Yeah.
Like nothing else blew over her way. It was just me.
Just meat.
That's a lot of things all at once. I feel like that's not.
But that's some 1876 country logic right there, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's like such incredible reaching. Like if I could do those mental gymnastics, like I could do anything. That's so incredible.
This is like a 3-year-old explaining how like the cookie jar got broken.
This is like some dude who's like cheating on his wife, like trying to explain how like someone's clothes got in the back of his car. He's like,
right, exactly, yeah.
Like I was like driving through like an active tornado probably. And a woman happened to like take off.
I was driving by Victoria's Secret and a tornado happened.
Yeah.
And the tornado like blew off the security tights like crazy, babe.
And gave it sweat stains. I don't even know where those came from. Tornadoes are crazy, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
fuck.
That's an interesting. I don't know what other theories I could even come up with. So that's a good one.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I like it.
Yeah. So now we can get into some real ones. So the first big theory came from a chemist named J. Lawrence Smith. He figured the whole thing is actually dried frog spawn, and it was blown up out of a swamp by strong wind currents, and then it just kind of carried over and then rained down, which is something that happens. It rains frogs and shit like that all the time.
Yes.
Okay.
But that's not
this
it
time
at all, because it doesn't explain where the meat came from. You would see if it was dried frog spawn, you'd just have like little globs of shit. This is straight up meat.
Right.
So that's not it. Now, then a guy named Leopold Brandes, I think is how you pronounce his last name, doesn't matter, who does water analysis and gets called quote-unquote doctor by basically everyone, even though he isn't one, decides it's nostoc, which is the gelatinous blue-green algae. They used to call it witch butter or star jelly because it shows up out of nowhere and it rains, and in the 1800s, this is the only thing they could explain it. Now, Scientific American actually ran with this one for a bit, and they were saying, like, mystery solved, but there's only one small problem, which is it hadn't rained. It was a bright, clear day outside. So this definitely couldn't be it.
And also, it wasn't blue or green.
No.
Right.
Accurate.
Yeah.
It was not
big hole
either
in
of
that
those
story.
things.
And they have it in jars in front of them, so they can prove that it was meat.
True, they do. Well, we're gonna get to the jar in a second.
Okay. All right.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
So finally, someone decided to put it under a microscope. There was a couple dudes. There was A. Mead Edwards and J.W.S. Arnold. There's so many initials in this story for names, and I can't handle it.
A.W.S. Arnold.
They looked at the tissue under a lens instead of just, vibing with it. And the verdict came back unanimous that it is animal. Lung tissue, muscle tissue, cartilage. It's like the real deal. taken from and it was taken from several different samples. And one doctor even says it looks specifically like lung tissue, either from a horse or a human infant, because apparently those look identical under a microscope.
I think this doctor needs to be investigated for his clearly thorough knowledge of human infants.
Yeah, was he from the Mutter Museum in Philly? Because otherwise, how the fuck does he know that?
That's fucking weird, bro. You're weird for knowing that.
Yeah, but also that's crazy. I don't like that sentence. Then
there's a lesson in there.
Yeah. Then a Louisville chemistry professor named L.D. Kastenbein lights a piece of the meat on fire just to smell it, because that's where we're at right now. And he said it smells like rancid mutton, and he lands on the theory that's pretty much this theory that's stuck ever since, and that's vultures, a flock of them flying way up high enough nobody on the ground could see them, and they were just throwing up half-digested roadkill that was sitting in their stomachs all at once. And apparently when...
Kirsten, this is actually my favorite part of the story, just so you know.
So apparently when one of them throws up, they all decide to throw up simultaneously. So when one of them did it, it was just like the rest follow, like it's contagious.
Sorry, we love a ride or die friend group. I love that.
Yep.
But that would explain why there was like a mixed bag of like tissue types, why there was lung, all that stuff, is because there was a flock of them, and usually scavengers aren't all eating the same piece of meat on the ground. The problem, and this is the part that keeps like the case technically unsolved, is that Rebecca Crouch herself said the sky was clear and she never saw any birds. Even the guy who's basically become the world's foremost expert on this thing agrees that that's a real problem. His name is Kurt Goad, and he's a professor at Transylvania University. He kind of just stumbled into the title of being the foremost expert by accident after he found a forgotten jar of the sample in a storage closet back in 2004. And he said flat out he thinks there are big holes in the vulture theory, but he did come around eventually, because it turns out black vultures can fly up to 20,000 feet easily high enough to be invisible from the ground with the naked eye. But he's still not ready to call this one solved, saying, quote, I don't know if I will ever think of it as a case closed, which is fair.
I don't know that I'm ever going to trust a guy from Transylvania to explain where bloody meat comes from.
Agreed. Transylvania University sounds like the name of some sort of kids movie that's about to come. Like, that sounds so fake. You know what?
Exactly.
Good for him.
It's the sequel to Hotel Transylvania.
Yes, right, exactly. It's like the Monsters University of Hotel Transylvania.
Right. Yeah,
exactly.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But it's crazy. So really, the closest thing we have to an actual reason for any of this happening is vultures. That's like pretty much what everyone agrees on. But also getting back to that jar, that is still sitting in a museum at Transylvania University right now. Just a little vial of preserved meat from 1876. He had it DNA tested, and the results were it was too degraded to nail down a species for sure. But the longest strand of usable DNA pointed towards it being a goat.
Okay. That's disappointing. I mean, the mutton theory now kind of sticks a little bit better, because like goats, sheep, kind of this similar animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I wanted to ask this during, but what is mutton? I've never heard of that.
It's lamb. It's like a sheep. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Understood. All right.
But if that doesn't bum me out, that it's just a goat, which is kind of a bummer. I feel like it's kind of anticlimactic. This is going to bum you out even more. He also had a flavor lab recreate the test chemically, and he turned it into jelly beans, which he handed out at a local festival. And by every account, those jelly beans were fucking disgusting. It was described as something like sugared bacon with a metal aftertaste. So somewhere out there, people have voluntarily eaten Kentucky Sky meat flavored candy. And I hate it, but I kind of want to try it.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
me too.
It feels like something, like, given how big the horror and the cryptid community is, it feels like something you would like you said about the t-shirt, like I ate the Kentucky sky meat, jelly beans, and all I got was this T-shirt.
I kind of feel like I need to try it. I need to look it up and see if we can get some.
I feel like it would be one of. Do you remember those Harry Potter jelly beans that had
It's
like regular
exactly-
I feel like it would be a flavor in that. Like you wouldn't know it.
Yes.
And that's a
Yeah, like a prank flavor. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Sarge, are you Googling where to get these right now?
Obviously.
Okay.
If anybody listening knows how to get these, please send them in.
Yes, please. But yeah,
Wow.
so yeah. And then Bath County, God bless them, they fully leaned into this. They started a meat shower festival
Hell yeah.
a couple of years back, and for the 150th anniversary this past February, they pulled over 600 people out to Owingsville for a bologna toss and a mystery meat chili cook-off. Then for the actual finale, they chartered a plane and dropped 1,876 individual wrapped pieces of beef jerky out of the sky onto a field, recreating the whole thing on purpose, just as a bit.
Wow.
It's a great bit. I'll give it to them. That's a great bit.
Bad. It's not bad.
It's not a
but
bad idea.
So now they're leaning into it, having fun. But there you go. That is the story and the theories of the Kentucky meat shower. How are we feeling so far?
I mean, I'm slightly
Wow.
disappointed, honestly.
Why?
Because I had a theory and it just got blown out of the water by that last part.
What was it?
Yeah.
My theory was Ben Franklin, the bear hunter,
Oh, the
had
first
killed
guy?
a bear,
Yeah.
right? And then, just like for fun, because he's an
Uh-huh.
alcoholic, put a stick of dynamite in the bear. Just to see what would happen, right?
Okay.
And that's why he was so fucking certain that this was bear meat.
It's a great guess, but the logistics that this woman who found it would not have heard an explosion. Because I think if she heard an explosion, that would have given away a good amount of what is going on here,
That's
okay,
true.
but hear me out. She also thought God did it for her. So maybe
Agreed.
the explosion she just thought was the voice of God.
Is she a reliable source is really what we're
Right.
asking. She might
Yeah.
be an unreliable narrator in this story. And is there any theories like most of the time when somebody has a cryptid or like a crop circle sighting where people start to assume that like she did it herself for press or something? You know what I mean? Like there's always that like they lied about it.
There was a hoax theory, but it was like the hoax theory was so convoluted that there's no way this lady could have done it herself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was just
Sure.
people talking shit about her, basically.
That's a lot of steak
Yeah.
tips to like spread out over your yard, you know?
Yeah, right. And expensive, I would assume, to just like do that at that time. So yeah.
Yeah, would have been at least $2 for that much meat back
Yeah.
then.
Which, as we know, is $500 million today.
Yeah, roughly.
About
Yeah.
with inflation. Yeah.
But also, Sarge, your theory is not that crazy though, because I feel like obviously if you heard an explosion, it wouldn't make sense. But I feel like back then, like say if like you're on your farm and you're like by yourself and a horse dies, like are you gonna dig a fucking grave? Like you'd probably just blow it up. I would
Right.
assume.
Well,
Kind of
remember
like how they do with beached whales.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. That story from Australia back in like the 70s where they tried to blow up a whale with dynamite and
Yeah,
like
and
bits
it
of the
fucked
whale
up
just
everyone's cars and shit.
It just demolished cars and everyone got covered in like really stinky whale blubber.
Yeah.
But also, whales blow up on their own. Like
Yes.
True,
whales.
yeah.
So I'm surprised that they would even do that. I thought it'd just be a waiting. I guess they wanted to get ahead of it before it.
Yeah, I think that's why they
Yeah.
blew it up because they knew
Yeah.
they couldn't move it and it was going to blow up on its own. So like, let's blow it up now before it gets really stinky.
Yeah.
And then they
Oh
just
my
really
God.
fucked it. Yeah.
They overestimated
no,
the amount
that's
of explosives they needed.
No, that's a fair guess though. But like, do we have any? You said what was the one size reference that you gave? You said it was like the size of her hand or something.
The biggest piece was like the size of her hand. I couldn't
Oh,
tell you the
wow,
size of
okay.
her hand, but
Yeah, but so then that means that like if that was the biggest piece, we're talking like kind of like they're really blown. Like it's really like whatever it is, it's like it's in little pieces.
yeah. The smallest pieces were like, I guess you could say they're the size of snowflakes, but the average size of the chunks of meat was anywhere between like 3 and 4 inches.
Yeah. Well, have you guys seen the movie Nope?
Yes.
Jordan Peele's
love that
Nope
movie.
from 2020.
Yeah.
No, 2021. That's an amazing movie, and that features something very similar, where it's like things coming from the sky. They have no idea how, right? It's the pennies and the nickels, and then all of a sudden it's blood.
Yeah.
So, do we think that this movie was at all, or that this story was at all any sort of inspiration for Jordan Peele writing that?
I think so. There's actually a cryptid or they're called atmospheric jellyfish,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think that's where he got the inspiration from. I didn't see any theories about the Kentucky meat showers being atmospheric jellyfish, but now I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now we have a lead.
I mean, we have a new lead. I'm not going to investigate it, but
Yeah,
Sure.
right. I think the case is closed. Okay, my thought, I don't know, Dave, if you have a theory, but my thought when you said this is, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I missed a lot of school when I was younger, so I don't even know when planes came around. Were planes around when this was happening?
No, they did
Okay.
have hot air balloons.
Okay.
But they wouldn't have made it up high enough where you wouldn't like notice that a
Sure.
giant balloon. Planes were like,
Yeah.
I think the first flight was like 1910 or
Oh.
something. The Wright
Oh,
brothers.
19.
I couldn't
didn't know.
tell.
Okay, got it. All right.
Sarge is the smartest out of all three of us, so
Yeah,
Which means we're fucked because I'm an idiot.
But have you guys ever heard that story? I don't know like how much of it is true, but it was like an old story. My mom told me about it from when she was a kid, where like there was like a forest fire, and when they put out the forest fire, they found a man in full scuba, a dead man in full scuba gear.
yeah, in the trees.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, and it was that
Yeah.
they had scooped up the water which is I'm not trying to make fun of this man, but like the idea of just like you're just like scuba diving and ascending, all of a sudden you have no idea what the fuck just happened, and now you're in a tree. But like
That would ruin me.
that would
He's dead, so I guess
You were prepared for the wrong circumstance in that situation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you've got full protective gear if you're underwater, but you did not bring a parachute.
He was like, worst case scenario, I get the bends. He did not expect that to happen, which I get. But that again would be like the kind of thing that would like live rent free in your head forever if you did survive. Like, how the fuck did I get there?
Yeah.
And so I can see like all of a sudden, even if you're not religious, all of a sudden you're like, I have no better guess. Maybe it is God. Maybe it is alien. So I was thinking maybe something like came out of something flying over. But yeah, you're right. If that's not possible at all, then how the fuck did it get there?
The only thing I can think of is that there was a clear day, so it doesn't make any sense. Is that water spouts are a thing? I know that like that's how like when it rains like frogs and stuff, it's because they got sucked up into the sky and then the clouds carried it over. But I don't know. The fact that it was a clear day fucks up most theories.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with knife fight in a tornado. I think that's
my favorite.
That's the best theory there is.
Yeah, I agree. I just like the creative work that man did to come up with that story, because I would hope that man took some sort of, became a fiction writer of some sort.
Yeah,
that's really
there
good.
was a lot of yes-anding to that
yes.
theory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. He also took it to the next level with that.
I need to correct myself. It was 1903 that the Wright brothers had the first powered air flight.
No one was going to question you on. No, there was going to be no pushback.
There's going to be a comment somewhere.
You
where
could have told me it was 1980, and I would have believed you.
Right after the Challenger blew up, we mastered flight.
Yeah,
finally got our place. Oh my god!
Actually, when I hear this story, does anyone else think of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe when the whale is falling from the sky? Or is that just me? You guys didn't see that movie? All right.
I saw Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
That whatever the fuck.
Just
got him.
Fuck yeah.
All right. I'm just going.
People would have called you out on that one. I feel like.
Yeah.
That would have been.
Mm-hmm. No, I've never seen it, but the idea of a whale falling from the sky feels about exactly on par with this story, so that's very fair. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's the episode. That's the show. Thank you so much for listening to that absurd story, Kier. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me. This was crazy.
So much fun.
This was very informative. It's not often that I hear a urban legend or cryptid or horror thing that I haven't at least heard about before, because this is like in my, wheelhouse. So this was very fun. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, before we go, do you have anything you want to plug? Where you got socials? Anything you want to tell people where they can find you?
Yeah, when does this come out? This
This will be out
episode?
tomorrow. I'm very quick.
Amazing. Let's go. Okay, so yeah,
That's
you
what
guys
she
can
said.
follow me on you guys can follow me on Instagram at Kier Comedy, KIR Comedy, and on TikTok and YouTube at Kier Kills for my horror channel, KIR Kills. And let's see, I'll be on tour this fall I'm a stand-up comedian. And I will be going to Louisville, Kentucky as one of these. So maybe I'll talk to them about it on stage.
I say, please bring it up.
Yeah, I will. I always talk about horror movies on stage regardless, because I have a pretty long bit about that. So I would love to. Oh, I'll bring up the Kentucky. Although watch, I bring it up, and it's like a really sore subject. Like everyone knows why.
Kentucky.
It's like
That's their 9/11.
Yeah, right. They have like Livestrong bracelets for it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But thank you guys for having me. This was dope.
Yeah. Sarge, do you have anything you want to plug before we sign off?
I actually do.
Jesus.
So, my friend Nicole she's got a business. It's right now it's on Etsy. It's very cool. It's called The Book Bitch. You can look her up on Instagram as well. She is the greatest. You guys would love her.
Okay.
Your neighborhood dealer of books, weirdness, and whimsy. She does custom orders. So stay tuned for Etsy merch, but follow her on Instagram at the_book_bitch7. She's
right,
great. Check her out.
Quick question. What are the wares? Yeah. What is she selling? What is just books?
Well, I feel like it would be in the name, but yeah, it is books.
Okay.
It's books.
It's books.
Books.
Look her up. She's a veteran. We served together in Iraq. We're good friends. Definitely check it out.
Okay, cool. I'll put links to all this stuff in the episode description. Kier, this is normally the part of the episode where Sarge would say goodbye and I love you to the audience, but would you like the honor?
Goodbye, audience. I love you. I will not forget the times that we had, the laughs that we shared. And I end everything I ever do by saying, go birds.